Jason Furman is here. You're not in your pod. You're not in one of those storage units, one of those that you didn't want to hear. You didn't
flew all the way here, so we didn't need to talk about my backdrop. And what are we talking about?
Backdrop. This
I wish we had a picture of it so we can just split screen
so you can see
backdrop versus what it was.
Can we just talk about crows?
You know, when we used to have you on, there certainly wasn't. We weren't distracted. When you were in the pod, because there was nothing behind you whatsoever. Jason wrote a piece recently that the Fed could take its time taming inflation. He's a professor at the Harvard Kennedy School, but the former big-time government guy, former chairman of the President's Council of Economic Advisors, President Obama, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Jason, I kind of feel what you're saying here, because Steve just said we don't want to choose between one or the other. It's hard to get inflation or recession. So if we take our time a little, maybe we get it under control, but we don't go far enough to where we actually cause a recession or a big rise in unemployment. Is that what you're thinking?
I hope so. Look, we have a skewed set of risks on inflation right now. Look, no one knows what's going to happen. I thought Steve's analysis right now is terrific, but it's not like he had a crystal ball. But look, ask me, are we going to have inflation below 1.5%? That's extremely unlikely. Are we going to have inflation above 3%? That's a real possibility. That's roughly the rate it's been running at recently. And so you have a really skewed set of risks on inflation, and that's why the Fed just can't cut rates quite yet.
I've seen both sides argued about whether 3% is really bad or whether it's kind of okay. When you got this much debt, it helps a little because future dollars aren't worth quite as much that you're paying down the debt with. But over time, when you compound an additional percentage point, it really does hurt people and the purchasing power for things when they go to the grocery store. So I'm not sure. Is 3 okay?
Look,
permanently?
If we had higher price inflation, we'd also have higher wage inflation. So purchasing power would be about the same. You would just have the inconvenience of a yardstick.
Well, then why not do 7%?
Well, you'd have the inconvenience of a yardstick that was shifting all the time. Do you want to change your measuring stick every year and have every engineer have to go out and redo, what the lens needs to be?
You're not saying inflation's not bad. You're not saying that it's not.
Yeah, no, it's not bad, but it's not just the straight purchasing power. It's the inconvenience. It's the arbitrary and capricious redistribution between borrowers and lenders. It's all sorts of things. Personally, I would push for a target of between 2 and 3, but I'd like us not to just...
That'd be a goalpost move. And people say you can't do it.
They said they'd shift the goalposts every 5 years. They're doing a framework review. I think it's something they should consider. But if they're going to hit that target, I'd like them to hit it from below. I'd like them to be very, very comfortably in that range before they declare it. At a minimum, shift the target from 2.0 to 2.
Can I just quickly... We had Roger Altman. I'm sure you probably worked with him.
Oh, yeah, he's a good friend.
Yeah, he's a great guy. We had a discussion about how much revenue historically we usually raise. And he was saying, I guess he was going back to his golden years with Clinton when it really was 19%. But over time, since 1923, it's been 17.5%, which is where it is right now. That's what we raise. Normally, we spend about 18 or 19%. We're spending 24% right now, and it's not going to go down. That is a spending issue. Is it not? It's not a taxing issue. It's a spending issue. How do we bring it down?
It's a both issue.
Yeah, but it's
we have an older population.
Why is it both? It's 18%. We're bringing in what we've always brought in, but we're spending 24%.
Unless you want to say because we have an older population, you're all going to get less. You're going to have to do some combination of more taxes. It's more expensive to deal with the world we have now. Government does services. Services rise in relative price. Even if the government was super efficient.
So we're stuck at 20. We're stuck at 24%.
No. We can bring that spending down, but we can also bring that revenue up. And by the way, politically, that's the right recipe.
Well, how do we grow?
In fact, you have a lot of Republicans in Congress. A lot of your friends in Congress, Joe, are talking about even the corporate tax rate.
I think that's a mistake.
Up.
I think that's a mistake. I don't know.
Between us.
I mean, Mitch McConnell is or not Mitch Romney is still a Republican, but he's not.
Oh, you have like Jason Smith, the chair of the Ways and Means Committee, the Republican chair of the Ways and Means Committee.
There are plenty want to go down.
Corporate tax
plenty that want to go down.
We're going to have to make tough choices on both sides of the ledger.
Does that, I mean, with corporate taxes at 6 or 7% of revenue, that's really where you want to go to? You got to, if you're Willie Sutton, you got to go somewhere else.
I wouldn't mind going there, but there's a lot of things I would do. I'd, reform the tax code more comprehensively. I'd give businesses more incentive on the depreciation expensing side in exchange for that higher rate. There's all sorts of smart, creative things we can do, but ultimately we are going to need more revenue and less spending.
Don't you feel out of touch with the current administration? Because all the things you're saying are sort of Clinton-type things that you're moving You're moving way to the center from what you want to do. Unrealized gains, Jason.
I think they have a clever plan for that. I don't mind that at all, Joe.
Clever.
So
that sounds devious. A clever plan.
I think our relationship's going to founder on capital gains tax rates.
Might.
Maybe mine with a lot of your viewers. But we can still love free trade. You do, don't you? Or no?
You guys love tariffs as much as the other side at this point.
I'm not a side. I'm the side of free trade.
Oh, neither am I.
Okay.
And neither's Andrew. What else? Anything else you want to close on? Anything? Are we can get through this 33 trillion?
I mean, the economy. I was just in Europe, and boy, are they jealous of the United States.
I know they're suing all our companies for.
So jealous of our companies, our stock market, our economic growth. The strength of this country. There's something really quite good going on here, even if I worry about all the problems
as we push back
edges.
against